23 degrees outside. Car has frost on it. Luckily, none of my stuff inside froze. Jay's wedding was last night. It was a lot of fun, but it resulted in about 4 hours of sleep. That would have been 4 hours of sleep if I could sleep in this hotel. But the air is so dry here that I woke up 3 or 4 times. So it's going to be pretty rough. But we'll make it. Mount Rushmore, here we come. There's basically one road across South Dakota, and that's Interstate 90. And on that, there's Mitchell, which has the Corn Palace, which, since it was Sunday, was closed, so I only have pictures from the outside of that. And then I stopped in Wall Drug in Wall, which is pretty famous, and went out to the Badlands, which are quite pretty, and Mount Rushmore. It's about an hour into the drive in South Dakota. I'm approaching Mitchell, where the Corn Palace is. It looks kind of like, Ohio or Illinois or something. Less trees, a lot less trees, no wind farms. It almost looks like winter here. The trees that do exist, a lot of them are missing their leaves already, because it still is 23 degrees. This is the Corn Palace in Mitchell. It's a bunch of corn husks and stuff on the outside of the building. This is Mitchell, Main Street of Mitchell. I just pulled out of McDonald's here in Mitchell off of Interstate 90. Humorous tale. There was an older gentleman came up to the counter with his cup of coffee and said, "Do you have any hot coffee? This is ice cold." And when I looked at it, it was steaming. This is what I was talking about. South Dakota, no trees. Not a lot of anything in South Dakota. So there's all these lots of billboards along the highway. Here's the highest density of them that I've seen so far. But I mean, you see these every, maybe, I don't know. You see a lot of them. There are these like hand-painted ones. They don't look like they changed. They're just ads for restaurants and other things along the road. It's probably a combination of lack of sleep and this dreary sea to the edge of the world landscape. No trees. Crap. No trees. This is so boring. 230 miles to go before Mount Rushmore. There'll be a stop in Wall, which maybe is 100 or so miles before Mount Rushmore. So boring. You can almost see the curvature of the earth here. Like looking at the ocean. Except orange. Look at a shack. Look at a shack over here. Look at that shack on the hill. It's got no windows. I'm at a rest stop here in South Dakota, and I can't emphasize the nothingness better than this. And there was just a thing that said, "Beware of poisonous snakes." There's a sign here that says that. I might as well be on a different planet. There's just nothing.
Faith in that difficult gap. You know? You're wrong. That moving population that I would try to come out of it. Is it hard for you to decide on yourself? Like, you know, like you wake up and you're your hands well, yeah, it was hard, and I was worried that I was going to hurt somebody.
Game's over, partner.
That's very bad, because you know, I don't have a plan for that one. So I decided in
Mount Rushmore is a lot different than I remember. When I was there was just a little balcony that you could stare up, and I couldn't believe how far away Mount Rushmore was. Now they have this nature trail that goes through, and you're under the hedge, and you can look up, and it goes. You can see different angles. So that was pretty cool. There was actually some snow and ice in the shadier sections of that, given how cold it was. Sitting here in the parking lot of the Mount Rushmore Memorial. I just finished going through, so this means that I've reached the climax, the westward climax of the trip. Now I begin heading home. It takes a half an hour to get back to the highway, and then it's going to be 4 hours back to whatever the town is right over the Missouri River, where I will be checking into my hotel. talk about I told her, you're not directive enough. Supply my wife.
As companies figured out in the early 2000s that this was a great crop so they spent I give them $1 million. They put 50 or 60,000 pounds a day. So I earned 6% the day I bought this. Insurance companies literally inside the world's most exclusive fraternity. My nan's to try out on this day, the 3-hour multiple choice. This investigation possible crimes.
This man is Joseph Caramadre, well known in business circles. He's been described as a generous and well-respected Rhode Islander who's raised millions for the Catholic Church, donates thousands to area charities. But the I-Team has learned he's also the target of a federal grand jury criminal investigation. The U.S.
Soon after learning
on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th day, Sunday, 5th day, in a Howard Johnson in Owakoma, South Dakota. It's about 2 hours outside of Sioux Falls. The room is very similar to the other place I stayed that had a couch. Crappy old TV. Microwave for a fridge. That's nice. Didn't look at the bathroom yet. Here's the view outside. That's my car. There's a dude here who has his door open. It's a little weird. Not a dormitory. Looks exactly like the other one. With the sink out here. Huh. I am heading out now. I have a very long day of driving. I have to get all the way into Indiana. This is so I can get home because I want to get home.
Good news though, they got a lot of Facebook friends. Yeah, and for a show that's been around forever.
Goodbye, South Dakota. Hello, Ohio, and Sioux City. One down, 5 to go. I got stuck in rush hour traffic going into Sioux City because there's just construction everywhere where they just close lanes, but no one's doing anything, and the road is fine. I've seen this all throughout South Dakota, and now into Ohio, and now I get to sit in this traffic. So, I've seen a lot of roadkill out here. In South Dakota, on the longer stretches of nothing, it is gruesome. The speed limit is 75, and I guess these trucks are hitting deer or something. I have no idea what they're hitting, but it is just blood all over the highway. Just, I mean, it's like the deer exploded in the spot. I mean, it's a splash of blood. It's awful. These animals, they're all these dead animals, and they're like bigger than groundhogs. I have no idea what these animals are. Stopped at a rest stop in Iowa. I keep saying Ohio. I'm in Iowa still. I feel like I'm on a treadmill, not going anywhere. I have finally made it to Illinois.
Yeah, I thought being older was cool.
After about 5 hours in Ohio, like 118 miles to Chicago-ish.
Like Trout Mass Replica or whatever.
And then I have to keep going to get to my hotel.
All those bands.
Going east here, the traffic picks up, and then all of a sudden you get these cops just doing their speed trap, lying in wait. Dakota and western Iowa. You barely ever saw a cop. Watch your speed, watch your speed. Outside of Joliet, Illinois, Illinois. And there's another lovely work zone where nothing was happening. I love those. They just have some cones off in the bushes, and that means you have to do 55. And now I'm just sitting, stopped in traffic, and we're not moving, and we haven't been moving. I don't know what's happening. This is supposed to be a merge, but nothing is happening. I hate this stuff. There's nothing here. We're in the middle of nowhere. Why? I'm here in Howe, Indiana. Howe, H-O-W-E. Maybe half an hour to an hour away from the Ohio border. I'm in a Super 8. It kind of smells funky. And it looks a lot different than the previous Super 8. And I have a shared door. Always fun. Hopefully nobody's in the next room. Old school TV, microwave, refrigerator, safe. And there's my car. It's Tuesday. I'm leaving Howell, Indiana. After 14 hours of driving yesterday, I have another 12-hour drive today, and I should be home.
Because the pencil reacts to even the current of the air conditioning in this studio. I would not move the pencil.
On the Ohio Turnpike, approaching about 50 miles outside of Youngstown, heading east. About to drive into a cloud. Oh, that was it. That was the cloud. Some river. Some stupid river. Stupid Ohio. Heading east on Ohio, 20 miles outside of Youngstown, and driving into another gigantic cloud. The cloud. This one doesn't seem to be over a stupid river. Yay! Back to Pennsylvania! 7.5 short hours to go! It's greeting me in Pennsylvania. Just blanket of fog. And the temperature was in the lower 40s, is now 37 degrees. So this is strange stuff.
I think he saw the enthusiasm in this young man's face. Can I say something? You know, I hope he gets.
He looked at me and I said, "Come in." I waved to him.
I'm not in trouble. Here's what happened. Yes, Jimmy. Everyone's just throwing their hands up. Are you going to win trouble with us?
Finally made it to King of Prussia. The state is gigantic. I got like 40 miles to go. So tired of driving. I'm so bored. It's raining. Here comes traffic. It's like 3:10. I have just exited Route 1 onto 32, Pennsylvania 32, Bridge Street. Oh God, those last 10 miles were awful. I was doing like 80. I hate traffic. Everything sucks here. And here I come. The home stretch. The slow home stretch where I have to dodge retards turning left or driving slow. Wait for cars to come by. 7 days later, 7 days and 10 hours, I guess. I don't know. I have arrived at home. Made it. The drive was pretty easy going out. I thought I was going to do it in 2 days, but my dad got inside my head and said that I couldn't do that. It would be too much driving, so I took an extra day off and went out there in 3 days, driving about 8 hours each day. And thanks to the high speed limit, the last day was much shorter. And I had Opie and Anthony in the morning. I had Ron and Fez in the early afternoon. And by the time Rhino Fest was over, I only had maybe an hour left of driving. I left pretty early every morning to avoid traffic. So going out there wasn't too bad. Coming back, on the other hand, I compressed it. I did like a 14-hour day and a 12-hour day on the last 2 days coming back, and that was painful. My back hurt, my butt hurt. I just wanted to be out of the car. Plus, coming back, I was running into rush hour traffic at Chicago, Indianapolis, the PA Turnpike from King of Prussia onwards. I tried to time it so that I would avoid those things, but there was some traffic there.